Brought to you by Penguin.
Carrion Crow by Heather Parry, read by Olivia Vinall. Empedocles says the talon is the crystallization of the tendon, the nail is the wintered nerve. Robert Bringhurst, Hatchadura VII. 1. The French are noted for their skill in making forcemeats. Marguerite Périgord had been confined for the sake of her well-being. That's what her mother had said on that foggy February morning when she took Marguerite up the stairs with a small stack of books and an armful of bed linen and settled her into the cramped attic of the family home. Marguerite, Cécile's eldest daughter, was on the brink of putting herself out into the world, on the brink of marrying herself off to a man, and Cécile felt it necessary to bless her daughter with everything she knew about being such a thing, a woman married to a man. There are some facts about the world that only your mother can teach you. So into the attic Marguerite had gone, climbing the stairs towards her promised freedom, and she would stay there until she had learned the lessons that would prepare her for the real world, the lessons that only a mother could teach. Such a queer girl. It was for the sake of her own well-being. The Périgord family lived in a smart house in Chelsea, a residence befitting their blood, which was aristocratic, as Cécile would often remind them, and French aristocratic at that, which was the best type. Marguerite had never lived anywhere but the Chelsea house. She was born within its walls. Cécile had expelled her eldest child in her bedroom on the first floor, screaming into a pool of her maternal blood while holding the hands of staff who delivered their own babies in tin baths, alone. After her long recovery and countless fruitless efforts to expand the family, more than 6 years later came Louis, and after that, in quick fashion, Thérèse, and then there were no more children, because there was no more husband at all. From then it had been the four of them, the well-born Périgords. The family home was on a street called Cheney Row. It had 3 stories above ground and a room perched at the top. A tall, thin house, like a top hat, with a secretive underworld in which all the work had, formerly, been done. In the basement, a front and back kitchen, a larder, a coal cellar. An old well came up in the front kitchen and had to be covered, for the odours that came up from the ground were offensive to the nose and inappropriate for the preparation of food. On the ground floor, a large reception area where, in the better days, Cécile would take her guests, where the good china watched from highly polished furniture, where the family had received the man whom Marguerite intended to marry and served him their most expensive tea. On the first floor, the cisterns, a grand bedroom for Cécile, with wrought iron balcony, front and back. On the second, a bathing room that held a magnificent eagle-clawed tub. On the third floor, a bedroom for Louis, and one for Thérèse, and the room in which Marguerite had previously lived. A moderate and untended garden reached out from the back side of the house, and in it were trees as old as the Périgord family, twisted inwards and heavy with their own weight, their branches lowering with each passing year. Above all this, Marguerite was now cocooned. The attic was the best place for her. It was self-contained and petite, and so small as to be easily kept neat at all times. The hatch into the attic was covered by a piece of flooring that could be pushed upwards and aside when her mother wished to enter from below. To do so, Cécile would stand on the disfigured stairs beneath, bent and curled like the bodies dredged up from the bed of the Thames. Cécile had covered the floor around the hatch in thick rugs, once gold and rose and plum, now greyed and beiged with years of footfall. The rugs overlapped, as if to permit no sound from the attic. For rest, Marguerite had an iron-framed bed on which lay 2 pillows.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?